Let me acknowledge the two members of government representative here today. By the name of Kristopher, the CEO and the legal practitioner director of Savannah Legal. I practice in the area of criminal law, immigration, and family law. I know we have come to Australia as refugees. Some of us have come here on work programs and so many other programs. We know where we grew up and where we were brought up from. There were quite a lot of trauma and a lot of other things that are happening or were happening in our lives. We are now part and parcel of Australia community, where citizens are guided by rule of law. Everything that we do has to be according to the law. And I'm encouraging all of us here today, as members of Australian community, that we should be able to abide by Australian laws and the rules that are set in a community as a standard to guide us. We also know that we have the police who are supposed to guide us and also implement the rule of laws. Many a times, members of our communities will come into contact with the justice system or perhaps in contact with the police who are supposed to keep the law. Police are not our enemies, they are our friends. However, I would like to warn each and every one of us, if there is any active investigation by the police to any member of our community, you have the right under the Australian law to speak to a lawyer before you speak to any police. I'm asking all of us to exercise your right to speak to a lawyer and also to exercise your right to silence. If police is investigating something and think that you are the person who commits that crime, you don't have to say anything to the police. And you will not be charged because you don't want to talk. That is your right given under the law. So I will ask all of us here, if you come into contact with the police for whatever reason, investigation or whatever it is, please exercise your right to silence and also exercise your right to speak to a lawyer. I'm not saying you come to Savannah Legal. There are quite a lot of other law firms of an African origin or other law firms within the wider community. Contact any person, speak to them before you can be able to speak to the police. One more last thing that I would like to tell us is about our culture. We have cultural differences. There are certain things that are acceptable to our culture that are not acceptable to Australian culture. And in that I mean, there are things to do with what I call indecent dealings. Indecent dealings, for example, are things like ita kan jora go bisulo kamara wale go blikaba kamara wale amu hajazele. They you can be charged under the law. Sometimes in a legal as South Sudanese, ada defi kadefi bere tinak ikuru jaji bere duyala banata kalas kamanya sena wale saba sena. These kind of things don't happen here. You can easily be charged with indecent dealing with either Genataki or the Zoltani. Ohajalana Bodila Kumalakir Inu Itakanaro within your community. Zolka Mamul Hajaleta Batal, Kanika Mara Olita Rajil, Matanadi Police, the Zol, and Dress Santa Zarama Zode, Itarana Dilo Police. Criminal records here can damage your future. You cannot be able to hold work if you are convicted and have a criminal record. So I caution all of us to abide by the rules of law and also be able to exercise our two fundamental rights of silence and right to a legal practitioner. With that, I thank you so much and look forward to enjoying the rest of the night. One thing that I'm forgetting is out there. a state manager, a volunteer state manager for FECA Radio. FECA Radio is a community radio, it's an online radio. If you get your mobile phone app right now, go to the App Store, type FECA Radio, you'll have FECA Radio in your pockets. So we pass information about health issues, about so many other things. It's good that we have our two wonderful politicians here. Maybe they will give us a room where we can have a studio as opposed to having an open place there. So I ask our politicians, definitely to look at FECA Radio where you can come and also speak to members of our community. May God bless you.